Mower Meditations.
The other day I was driving for work. It was midday and I was on a major road, 4 lanes in each direction, traveling fast to keep pace. As I drove, a car pulled up behind me and began weaving side to side with impatience. I pulled over into the next lane to let the driver pass. As the pickup truck passed me, the white-haired old man at the wheel shouted at me through the glass and made pointed and obscene gestures directly at me. He was very angry. I was confused. A quick mental review of my driving surfaced no known driving offenses. My sleeping coworker in the passenger seat offered no insights. There are so many angry old men casting about nowadays. They fill the roads, jam the supermarkets, pollute social media, and too often dominate the news and politics, both national and global, with their outsized angry influence. What gives? In a spirit of honest foreclosure, I'm aging myself. No doubt the seeds of that which I speak are sown in me also. Wakefulness is the only defense against such potentials germinating. I get angry sometimes too. However, I have found, usually they who trigger us are our most profound teachers. What do these angry old men teach us? Certainly they example many forms of conduct to avoid. Impatience, egoism, anger, unkind judgment, cynicism, and arrogance. But deeper than that, I see them as unwitting teachers about change and how we respond to its inevitability. If we explore the source of their anger, while the specific reasons are likely to be as individual as each of them individually, the underlying theme is likely to carry the commonality of change. I can already see its contours from my own perspective. Here I am, a middle-aged person, and, like others my age, I am the keystone in a complex and weighty structure of interrelating roles that I play at work, in my community, and in my family. It's like multiple arches that all intersect with me as the fulcrum. This is the middle stage of life. One plays the role of a pillar, that groaning structural member, supporting the weight of a world of many competing demands pressing down unrelentingly upon us. This role is exhausting and often thankless, but it holds the highest of purpose. Is life not really about service to others? We get good at what we do in this role. We become experts in our position of vaulting responsibility and its intricacies. We age into this position, and like a machine part in an engine, we wear to the shape of the demands of that dynamic position. However, in playing this role, the whole effort progresses, and then, before we realize it, it moves beyond us. The great human endeavor of day-to-day progression outpaces us. Slowly, subtly, we realize we've been left behind. We're not as necessary as we once were. We're worn and used and tired and customized in knowledge and approach to a time that no longer exists in the same way anymore. That which we spend our best efforts to support and aid in progression is what replaces us and our necessity. Despite our best efforts to stay relevant, we're left in the dust, along with slide rules, floppy disks, and purple-stained mimeograph stencils. When did this happen? In effect, we work ourselves out of a job by our teaching and nurturing the next generation, and then it becomes their show, and we are left panting exhaustedly on the peripheries. How about that? Those angry old men don't like being obsolete, though. Who does? They don't like losing their purpose or their power either, and many hold on at any cost for far too long. Just look at too many of our aged world leaders nowadays. They can't let go, and in their insistence on staying in power, they become like mythological Saturn, devouring his children. Change arrives before we know it, and one day we find ourselves a relic of the past. Now what? Self-awareness or wakefulness is an important first step. If I'm oblivious to myself, how am I to see anything with objectivity? How am I to see myself in the all-important context of others? Being open and honest with myself about what I bring to the equation and its impact on others is vital. But this objective is filled with humility. One must put the ego in check and release its attachments. What makes the difference between angry old men, or angry old women for that matter, and cherished elders? It's all about grace with the acceptance of change. Elders learn to accept change and grow through its lessons, to transition through the differing roles for differing seasons. It all has its important purpose. Angry old people can't let go of what is past and what they no longer are called to be. They live in conflict with themselves and, consequently, in conflict with everyone else. The world within creates the world around. Their attachment to what is no longer becomes their personal prison. Aging is hard, by any measure, but allowing it time and sitting with its persistent lessons of change, learning to let go of what has been, and embracing the possibility of what can be, is the difference between being angry and old, or being a treasured elder. Like aging, none of this is easy, but the growth required is essential. To every time there is a season and a purpose for all things, we are reminded in Ecclesiastes. Aging is what we make it. Or, as David Bowie of Ziggy Stardust fame once said, aging is the fantastic process of becoming the person who we were always meant to be. We each individually have a choice of who that person will be. Choose wisely.